Yeah. What's up? What's going on? Welcome to Conversations with Malik podcast show. I'm here with my co-host, Jeff Joes.
Yes, sir.
This is a show where we look to inspire people through regular conversations. The goal of this show is to help anyone who listens to just learn how to talk to people. So, we want to bring people on so that people learn how to have conversations because nobody wants to talk anymore, Jeff. Everybody just wants to get mad at people and get caught in their feelings. So we want this to be a show where we're going to be interactive. We're going to talk. We're going to bring people on with their stories. We're going to tell our stories. And we're here to just share our perspective on today's issues and topics. All we have is our point of view based on our experiences. And we're recording here from badass Baldwin by way of Queens, because we Queens cats, New York City, baby.
Yes, sir.
New York City. And Jeff Joes, talk to me, man.
What up? Before we get started on today's show, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Con W, and I'm going to spell it Con W Malik, and I'm going to spell it C-O-N as in Nancy, W, M as in mother, A-L-I-K. Like us on Facebook, Conversations with Malik. Also follow us on Twitter at Con W Malik. And I always express this in every show that we do. If you have an interesting story that you would like to share with us, or someone who would like to share a story,
if you know somebody,
or a special experience, reach out to us, conwmalik@gmail.com. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Conversations with Malik, because we are a family of businesses, self-made. We big on support and encouragement.
Yes. Yes, sir. And so we were talking about relationships before. And in relationships, one of the key words, one of the key ingredients in relationships is communication.
Very much so.
So check it. But communication means that you have to do what? Let me see if you can get it.
You have to listen, of course.
Oh, okay, you gotta listen.
Communication, you gotta listen.
But come on, I'm giving you the name of the show. I'm gonna give you a hint.
Relationships?
You gotta have a conversation.
Oh yeah. Of course.
Right? In order to have a good relationship, you gotta have a conversation. So we were talking about last week. We're gonna talk about friendships. Because friendships is like a dying breed. It's an epidemic.
Yes, sir.
I've had more people stop talking to me in the last 10 years that it's like, it must be something, maybe it's global warming. Maybe it's climate change, or maybe it's just as you're getting older. I don't want to chalk it all up to the fact that I'm doing better in my life, and part of it is people get used to you a certain way,
right,
and so they used to relating to you a certain way,
right,
and then when you're not that person anymore, it's hard for them to change how they deal with you because you're now different.
Right. But is it fair?
Ooh.
That's the main thing that we need to think about. Is it fair? You knew this person for so long, let's say 10, 20 years.
Ooh.
Okay? You made adjustments in your life. That person made less adjustments in their life. Okay? But you guys knew each other for 10, 20 years. Now, all of a sudden, because of the adjustments that you made in your life, it's not like you both clash. It's just that y'all don't follow the same wavelength anymore. So therefore,
wave path. I like that. Wave path.
One person decide not to speak to the other as much. Then eventually,
because they feel
exactly.
They feel a little awkward.
Awkward being around you, and then it just fizzles out. the relationships fizzles out. Question is it fair?
Yeah, you know, listen. This whole thing, see, people just aren't loyal anymore. You know, and people got issues. I think the reason a lot of the breakdown of friendships is because people have issues, and people don't know how to have eye to eye, face to face, not text to text, not messenger to messenger, because human interaction has become computerized. You know, so now it's all, you know, we have this soft way of interacting with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, Jizzle? And so people don't want to. And one thing we've made it a business of doing here with this podcast, we have meetings and we talk.
Right.
We just straight up talk, you know, eye to eye, face to face. And as long as people can do that, it kind of keeps the misunderstanding from happening. And I know you got a bunch of things that you want to go over. So let's get into the meat and potatoes.
I mean, one of the first things that I want to touch on, well, first and foremost, to those that's just tuning in, this is relationships part 2. Now, relationship is a broad, very broad, very broad. Okay, relationships is very broad. In the first episode, we talked about relationships between a man and woman, significant other, married couple, girlfriend and boyfriend. Now, this is something that we want to touch on in terms of friendship. A relationship is a friendship.
Right.
Now, I like to ask this question, you know, what are the true benefits of a friendship? I mean, what is your true benefits of friendships?
To me, true benefit of a friendship, and that's a great question, is to have somebody that you know is in your corner. Because sometimes this thing called life just gets lonely.
Very good.
You know, just somebody to, and there's different friends for different things. So you might have your friend that you and him or her go to certain events together. Y'all go to clubs together. Y'all go to basketball games, or you go shopping together, whatever it is. There's different friends for different things.
Right.
But then you got your friend that you feel that you could talk to about anything. You know, like there's different categories of friends. But then that friend might not be the friend to go out and hang out with, because they might be more homebody-ish.
They might be homebody-ish. Right.
You know, but they're a good listener. And they're always there for you, and they don't judge you. So there's different types of friends, you know. But the benefit of it is that we support each other, and we're there for each other, and we lift each other up.
And that's one of the things that I have in my bullet points here, which is interesting that you mentioned. Support you through tough times. And you said it without even looking at some of the notes and the quotes that I have.
I'm like one of those, you know, I'm like one of those guys that do the tricks with the cards.
I think that, I mean, that's that should have been one of my.
I tell you what's on your paper.
That should have been number 1, actually.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't have that as number 1. I have that as number 4. But what you just said should have actually been number 1. Support you through tough times. Because I think a major benefit of a friendship is supporting you through tough times.
Definitely.
I think that should definitely be number 1. What I had for number 1 is, and I wanted to touch on this.
Yeah, that's fine.
For those that are tuning in, again, relationships part 2. We're talking about more of the benefit of friendships. More so friendships. Now, the first thing I had on my bullet point is improve your moods. Okay. That's one of the first things I had on my bullet points.
Okay.
One of the benefit of friendships is
they lift you up.
It lifts you up.
Yeah, love is love.
Improving your moods.
Yeah.
Because remember, we all have mood swings.
Yeah.
You know.
And when you see your dog, it's like, oh. It's like, yo, what's up, baby? And sometimes y'all just talking shit.
Exactly. And sometimes you may not be in a mood for certain things because you have mood swings.
Yeah.
And as a friend, we should be able to understand.
Or wifey just finished getting on your nerves.
Exactly.
And you see your man.
Exactly.
And he like, yo, I just saw this chick with a
fat ass. Automatically, that's improving your moods.
But a good friend knows what to say.
A
to
good
you.
friend knows what to say.
Just to
Yes.
or talk about sports. Yo, man, I almost hit Mello with a
There you
strawberry
go.
shake.
There you go.
You know, or whatever it is.
There you go. Improving your moods.
Or they need to fire so and so, or Eli gotta go.
Right.
Right.
It could be anything.
And you like, I got some serious stuff going on in my life, and he gets out the car talking about the game.
last night. You know, I mean, it could be
It
could be anything. Improving your moods is important. I think that's a key part, a key benefit of friendship.
Yeah.
Number 2 I had is help you reach your goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Most definitely.
I think that's important, you know, and we could touch on that, helping you reach your goals. Like, a benefit of friendship is definitely that because, you know, sometimes it's very difficult for us to reach our goals or even to prepare ourselves, you know.
Or giving you insight.
Exactly.
Or give you a different point of view. Like, you know, I don't know if that's for you. I don't think this is for you. Or
Right.
Or that doesn't seem like you, or you might want to do this. Because I always say, if I'm in the picture, I can't see the picture.
Right, right.
Because I'm in the picture.
Because you're in the picture.
Yeah. So, you know, I got to make sure that I take myself out of the picture.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, when I'm taking myself with somebody else that's out of the picture, they can look and go, they can tell me
Right.
what's going on because they're looking from outwards. And that's what a friend does.
Yeah. That's definitely what a friend does. But, you know, we also got to bear in mind, too, as friends, we have to encourage each other. We may not agree as much on their decision making,
Right.
but we have to look to encourage each other.
Right.
You know? So I
Yes.
think that's a very good key element is help you reach your goals. We want to also help each other and we want to be encouraging towards each other as well. You know?
Most definitely.
Because a lot of times we
be more encouraging. People.
Yeah, be more encouraging. I think that's
Lift your friends up.
lift
man.
your friends up.
If it's your friend time to ball and shine, let them ball and shine. Stop
Right.
hating.
Right. I think that's
Stop
important.
hating. What else you got?
Number 3 is reduce your stress and depression.
That's what. Yeah.
Reduce your stress.
Well,
and
they
depression.
should. Some friends add to your stress.
True. I mean, that's difficult. That
It hurts me. You be like, dang, man, I thought that was my dog. You be like, dang, I ain't acting like that with me.
yo,
Or what about when you find out a friend is talking about you?
that's sad.
And that's why it's good not to gossip about people.
I mean, but it's a friend. I mean, at the end of the day, why would a friend talk about you if they would say something about you that's negative?
Well, you know what? So I always have a question when I find out that somebody's talking about me and the person comes and tells me, I'm looking at the person. Like,
that told you?
yeah, because I'm like, why they feel so comfortable telling you? See, the person that's bringing the message is under indictment. That's how I roll. Why they feel so comfortable telling you?
But let me ask you this.
That question got to come
That
up
question
in my
gotta come up.
mind.
I mean, it does. It's interesting because a lot of people don't think like that. But that's definitely interesting.
Fab even said that in one of his songs. In Young OG.
He said that in the beginning.
In the beginning, he said, "Yo, don't come up to me, telling me what people saying about me. Tell me why they so comfortable telling you.
What if that oh yeah, that's deep.
What made that person think they can tell that person that? Because maybe that person was talking about you
Interesting.
at a different time.
Interesting.
See, so they feel comfortable.
They
telling
feel comfortable
that person.
telling that person. Yeah. What about if that person that they telling stopped them and say, hey, look, listen,
That's
me
different.
and so is also friends.
Yeah.
I would advise you, if you're gonna have something to say that's negative, I would advise you not to even
Then that's a whole nother story.
not to even talk to me about it, because
That's a
it's
whole
negative.
nother story. That's a whole nother story.
But that's a mystery. You would never know that.
Well,
Unless that person come and tell you-
yeah,
come and
like,
tell
yo,
you.
man, he's talking about you, and I put her in her place, or I put him in his place. But if they come up to you and they telling you about a conversation
Mm-hmm.
that they were having, then it's like,
That leads to what I just said here: reduce your stress and depression, because there's a lot of things, like you said, that's difficult.
mm-hmm.
But that's one of the benefits of friendships.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits.
Moving forward, support through, well, we touched on that, support you through tough times, and we definitely touched on that. How about support you as you age?
Yeah, well, that's if you have a friend that long, man.
Because you remember, keep in mind, it goes back to what we were talking about initially. You know, when you age, you start thinking different.
Mm-hmm.
Things that you used to do with this friends is not the same.
Yeah.
You may have a friend that's younger than you, older than you.
If y'all can evolve together.
If y'all could evolve together. You see, that's
where the separation begins to happen
right.
as we evolve, because what binds us together
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
isn't necessarily what keeps us together, because sometimes you create a relationship with somebody over a painful situation.
Right. It could be over a painful situation.
You
right.
know, like, if you're a female and you going through a rough relationship with a guy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and guy cheating on you,
Mm-hmm.
and one of your coworkers has the same situation,
Right.
her guy cheating on her, now y'all become close because y'all share that pain together.
Right.
But now what happens when she gets a man and falls in love and she's happy, and you still bitter and you still going through bad relationship after bad relationship? What binded y'all together
Was because of the similar experience.
and now y'all don't have that experience, because now she's happy, she's pregnant with a child, she's getting married, he seems like the perfect guy. When you around him, you getting hot for him because he's hot.
But
he
have
got a
that-
good job.
But that's the key.
So how do y'all stay friends?
How do you stay friends? That's the whole key
Or
element.
you and your boy, y'all were broke together.
Y'all were broke together. How do you stay friends?
Y'all were broke, didn't have nothing. Y'all shared the grind together.
I mean, this
talking
is-
about different bosses. Look, now he opens a business.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's chilling.
Now he's chilling.
Now his business is doing well. So he pulls up, and you still struggling.
Right.
Can it, if the ties that bind us aren't stronger than those that would tear us apart, then you're gonna be torn apart.
But why we don't look at these things? Why we don't look at these things in the beginning?
People need to. That's why we're doing the show, for people to listen and to focus on what's important. And if you have a friend out there that you messed up your relationship, call them and make amends. Call them up. Hook up with that person.
I agree.
Tell them about how you was wrong. How just be honest.
And that's one of the things that we don't do these days.
Yo,
Is just be honest and just make amends.
Yeah, man.
You know, we don't. We all stuck and trapped into our own minds,
In our minds, you said it.
and we don't look beyond.
Nope.
We don't rise above.
We don't look beyond ourselves. People are caught on themselves. I had a conversation with a friend the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and his perspective on why he doesn't really talk to me anymore was based on something that isn't even relevant in my mind.
Isn't that sad?
Like,
When it's not relevant in your mind?
he's not speaking to me because him and his baby mother are at odds with each other. but I'm cordial to her. So he's like, how could you be cordial to her after all she's put me through? She's my enemy. So if you're cordial to her, then you've put yourself in enemy zone. That's how he thinks. But meanwhile, he doesn't understand that. What do you mean? She's not even like a part of my life.
I hate to say, but that concept of thinking is very immature.
So all of the years of us being friends, all of the stuff that we've went through, that's enough for him to throw all of that out of the window because he's so hurt and in so much pain. And I understand how it is, but dog, it's not like she's like over here once a week and chilling and
right.
And we doing things together
right.
And you know, she's like a main part of my family household.
Right.
Nah, dog. I actually show her. First of all, I met her through you.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even know if it wasn't for you. That's number one.
So,
and number two, the only reason why I'm cordial to her is because she's the mother of his son.
Of his son.
But he's like, but so what? All of the things that she's done to me, this and that and that and this. And I'm just like, first of all, a lot of the stuff I don't even know that's going on with them. And then it's like, okay, but the only thing I do is if I see her, I say hello.
That I mean, I think that concept of thinking is very immature. And if anybody has, those that are listening to the show, if anybody has any feedback, please, feel free to comment on that, because me personally, I think that's a very immature way of thinking, because first and foremost, he introduced you to her. You wouldn't have known her if it wasn't for him. Mm-hmm. And they have a child together.
But he don't view it that way. So, it's things like that, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. Moving forward, that's deep right there. Mm-hmm. That's deep. Moving forward, boost your self-worth. I think that's a true benefit of friendships, is boost your self-worth. Mm-hmm. I think that's important. As friends, we should do that. We should think about that. And I want to move along too. I want to touch on this here. What do you look for in a friend, or do you know what to look for in a friend? I mean, think about it. Think about this question. I mean, for instance, you just meet somebody and you looking to create a friendship with this person. I mean, what are you looking for in a friend, or do you even know what to look for? Because, I mean, that, I'm just hoping, we have people that could even respond to that, because some of us don't even know what to look for in a friend. Okay, you see somebody, y'all talk and y'all cool, y'all laugh with each other. I mean, is that what you're looking for? Is that enough to make you feel like this person is your friend? Or you could create a friendship with this person? Is that a starting point? Yes, maybe that'll be a starting point. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, what do you look for in a friend?
Yeah, I look for people who share common interests as me.
Okay.
That have the same drive. I mean, me, and it doesn't matter to me so much of where you're at in your life, but it's where you're trying to go. What are you aiming towards? That's who I want to roll with.
Very, very interesting that you said that, because that's actually one of my bullet points here. Show a genuine interest in what's going on in your life and being supportive. That's similar. Mm-hmm. That's similar to what you just said.
Where you going, what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
how much work are you trying to put in to get there?
Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, I just think like that right there alone is really important. Where you going with your life? You know, it being a genuine interest is important. And I think that's some of the things that we miss when we looking for a friend, or our whole way of seeking for a friend. We miss those things. You know, listening to you without judging you. You know, I mean, I think that's a very important thing as well. You know, like we have friends sometimes, and I have to admit, some of my friends, you know, will listen to me, but they would judge me by what I'm saying.
Yeah. And how do you know they're your friend? I mean,
how do you know they're your friend?
Who are you calling your friend?
Exactly.
Just somebody that you talk to?
Right.
What makes somebody your friend? I'm asking you.
Well, what makes somebody my friend is somebody that I could talk to. I could share something with with that person without that person looking to judge me. Of course, if I share something with that person, and that person should know if it's something private that I didn't share with nobody else. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that, you know, that we have the same interests. That person don't have to be in business. You know, that person don't have to be an entrepreneur. To be somebody that express the same interests as me.
Right.
That person that don't have to be an entrepreneur.
Okay. What are your friends like now? What kind of friends you got now?
I mean, I got a bunch of great friends. I got a bunch of friends that are entrepreneurs. That's right now. I got also some friends that's not really into business, but they encourage me that I'm doing the right thing. I have some friends that look up to me. That basically comes to me and tell me that I wish I was like you.
How they look up to you and you short? They looking down at you, mother.
How you know they not short?
Oh,
they gonna be shorter than me. No, but
I got you.
They're kind of tall though.
I got you. But they look up to you.
But they look up to me. They look up to me for encouragement.
They look down up to you.
Right. They look down up to me. You know, they look down up to me. I got my boy Mike. He basically looks up to me all the time. Like, for instance, like if I buy a car, he buys the same car.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna say he's biting. Maybe I should say he's biting.
Mike, you bite.
Mike is a biter.
Bite Mike. That sounds a little.
That's my boy though. I ain't gonna front. My boy. That's my boy. He be like, Mike. Yo, I wish I was like you, man.
Yo, Mike.
You know, and that I have quite a number of Mikes. So therefore, I guess if Mike is listening, he don't know which Mike. He don't know which Mike.
Yeah, we talking about different Mikes, Mike. Talking about Mike from Pennsylvania. You don't know that Mike.
Let me move.
But then he's gonna be like, he's gonna know who you talk about because he bought the same car.
Yo, Mike, one love, my brother.
Yo, the next time we do this show, you gonna have an eye jammy.
That's my boy, though. I ain't gonna front,
yeah,
yo.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Yeah, Mike.
That's my boy right now. But let me move right along. According to HuffPost.com, the 11 signs of a genuine friendship.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
I'm going to get into it. I want
to hear this.
The 11 signs of a genuine friendship, all right? They push us to be more accepting of ourselves.
Okay.
They call us out when we are wrong.
So this is like based on a survey of what people. Because usually they give service. Okay, go ahead.
They present.
They present?
Yeah.
What does that mean? They present.
The greatest gift of any friend could ever give in full attention and awareness.
Oh, they're present.
There you go.
Why you said they present? I was like, they present what? Their presence. Their presence. That is the greatest gift. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
They present.
They really listen.
Uh-huh.
They really listen.
Mm-hmm.
They support us through adversity.
Adversity.
There you go.
You need help reading? Go ahead. Adversity. Adversity. We're gonna learn how to read on the show, people. We're gonna get it right.
That's why I usually spell it, right? Khan W. Malik.
I'll be like, and I'm gonna spell it for you. Khan for, and then one show you said for the people who can't spell. I said, no, I ain't pausing nothing. We recorded. I said, this guy is insulting the audience for the people that can't spell. And he can't spell. No, this is live. We doing this. You ain't getting out of this. Welcome to Conversations with Malik. People who can't spell. Go ahead. What's the next one?
They keep our stress in check.
Go ahead.
They keep us humble.
Yes.
They have our backs even when life gets tricky.
Right.
That was number 8.
Okay.
They make friendship a priority. They practice forgiveness. Number 11. They make us want to be better people.
Yes.
That's according to HuffPost.com.
Keep in mind, he counted 8 and 11. So we got to work on spelling and counting. I don't know what happened to 1 through 7 or 9 and 10.
I didn't say them numbers. I figured that everybody knew.
Yeah. They know. Nope, you ain't getting out of this. So listen. So moving on to current events.
Yes, sir.
And I want to talk about this segment of the show in current events, conversations with Malik. Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
I actually have a theory. I think Donald Trump is good for America. I think he's good for the world, and I think he's especially good for black people. And let me tell you why I think this.
I'm listening.
I think this because this is a wake-up call. We need an adversarial challenge. He specifically put here to bring out the best in us. I think everybody got too comfortable. I just think people thought that, it was going to be kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. That I saw this coming when Obama was elected and reelected. I didn't see Trump coming, nor did I think Trump was going to win. But I saw hate coming. And usually when you have, because there are opposing forces here in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So usually, Jeff, when you have the side of good and unity, the reason why you have unity, because the other force is also there of disunity. And as happy as we were of the country coming together, the country making progress, as happy as we were, there were people who were just as mad, equally as mad. Why? Because they have an identity that's based in hate and keeping other people down. Their identity is based in that, Jeff. And so you listen, Donald Trump was, listen, he wasn't alone. He's talking about whether the president was born in this country, whether Obama was, and then people were, that was the birth of the Tea Party, the birth of the whole, extreme right-wing movement. Just his election put them in an uproar. At no time, there's been other presidents that's won. When Clinton won, the country wasn't in an uproar. When Bush won, people were kind of in an uproar because of how the elections went. Especially when, he was up against Al Gore and the Supreme Court had to decide the election. So people were mad over different elements. But this anger with Obama was just based on the fact that he was black. That was it.
So you basically saying what happened throughout his presidency, what happened was meant to happen, or we knew, or it went with him as a person?
What do you mean?
What I'm saying is
Obama's presidency or Trump?
Trump.
Right. I'm not saying that it was like meant to happen, like it was some type of destiny. I'm saying the atmosphere of Trump becoming president and what's going on now is because Obama. If Obama would have never won, there would have never been a Trump. This is all revenge of the Sith type, when the empire strikes back. This is white men strike back. That's what this is. When white strikes back. Because what has happened in this country is that their identity, there's a faction of this country that their identity is based in the oppression of others. That's their whole identity. Make America great again. Okay, so what time are you referring to? You're obviously talking about a time before Obama. So then what time are you talking about? When were we great? Because the country's great right now. This is a great country.
I agree.
America's a great country. So when you say make America great again, you're saying America isn't great now because America had a black president. And there's something wrong with us, and we need to get back to a time where there couldn't have been a black president.
So you basically saying that.
I'm saying. I ain't basically saying, I'm saying.
If you're saying that if there was no Obama, he wouldn't, if there was no Obama, he wouldn't say.
If there was no Obama, there wouldn't be a Trump.
Let's make America great again.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a Trump. If Hillary would have won and then somebody would have won after Hillary, Trump would have never won. He just would have never won. And I think that this time is going to bring the best out of people. This day and time is going to bring the best out of us. And that's what happens when we rest on our laurels. We rested on our laurels and got too comfortable. And I think struggle brings the best out of people.
I agree that. I definitely agree.
This whole Me Too movement with women started with Donald Trump talking about how he grabs women by the vaginas.
Right. I mean, it definitely have us more alert.
And all of the 17 women came out and said that he sexually harassed them and molested them and touched them and had sex with them. They were all silenced because he's the president. So people are feeling like they're silenced and they're coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They're being vocal, and good for them. And so then you got Monique, the comedian. She's joining the the movement of, of speaking out for women's rights. My only thing with her is, so she's claiming that, Netflix only offered her $500,000.
Right.
But they offered David Chappelle a lot of money and all of these people that are getting deals. My only thing with this is that, Monique, I don't know if it's because you're a woman or because you're black, or they just think that you just worth $500,000.
You think that's what they think?
It might not be all. And that's my sister and everything. But sometimes business is business.
I mean, at the end of the day, you think they really took a look at her resume?
And they might think that, let's see what you could do. I mean, I guess for people like that, being offered $500,000 is like a total disrespectful.
That's low ball. That is.
But you know what?
I don't mean to laugh. That's my sister right there, but.
What's my sister? I mean, she scares me a little. I know, for some reason, big women, aggressive women like that just like scare me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't sit in the room with her alone.
Really? So she scares you.
I think, I just think if she like wanted to, she would just like take advantage of me. Like if she just, and it would be nothing I could do.
Okay.
And so, Monique, hopefully you get off. Now, my man Jay-Z didn't win an award. He got the Lifetime Achievement Award.
He got the Lifetime Achievement, but I think Jay-Z kind of felt that he thought he was going to get an award.
He thought he was getting an award.
I mean, he did this big party in the city. Mm-hmm. He had a lot of entertainers there. Mm-hmm. He had a lot of, big name people there.
Yeah, big dogs, big willies.
And, I mean, he typically did that because
he thought he was going to be celebrating.
He thought he was celebrating his winnings.
Right.
And he didn't end up getting it.
My only thing with, so you think he really thought that he was gonna, like, you think he thought he's disappointed? You think he's disappointed? I
believe that he was.
I don't know if Jay was. I don't know him. Jay-Z has inspired me a lot. Not so much of he's like, I don't know. I would listen to Jay-Z records and get inspiration. Like over the years. It was something about the music, even though a lot of times he was talking down
right
to people, like, I got this and you don't have it. But the whole concept of how he built himself up, and of course his life and what they've been able to achieve and what they're doing with Rock Nation.
Right, and I respect that.
My only thing is this, and we can all critique each other, and listen, by no means has my life been perfect. I've made all of the mistakes that you could possibly make. So, I'm not throwing stones in the glass house. I don't even know if I have glass.
You got the windows right there.
But I would say this. For once in his life, he's made music, and he's touched on things before his nephew's passing. He's like, he dropped little seeds of stuff that he's been through, but he's never really like been transparent. He hasn't been one of those type of artists. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. He always talks from a kind of like a pedestal. So for once in his life, well, about time, you've been out 20 years and now you finally being vulnerable. Now that's the evolution of a man, and good, he finally got there.
Right.
But my thing is, I'm not jumping through hoops because all of a sudden Jay-Z decides to get honest. I'm sorry. About time.
Mm-hmm.
You should have, you could have maybe 4 or 5 albums ago kind of been honest. And I know it's hard for rappers, man, and everybody can't get in touch with their feelings like that.
Right.
But yo, man, I'm not, I didn't think we should kind of throw a parade. What's been going on with him and Beyonce? This isn't new news. And he's just deciding to embrace it. To me, it's like, yo, you could have dropped this 5 years ago.
Some people think it's a publicity. It's something to sell records, and because of the strings of events that took place. Like, for instance, with him in the elevator, and Solange was beating up on him, and Beyonce was standing right there. So because of the strings of events that took place, some people kind of have this, idea that maybe it's just for him to kind of create more sales and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, if that is the case, he's doing a good job.
I don't know.
And there's a lot of things that people miss. People are missing that element of him coming out of his shell right now. That's publicity. That's what people want to hear.
That's what people want to hear. Yeah, well, listen. You got the Lifetime Achievement Award, and what is an award anyway? And listen, we can all be honest, with each other, and my thing is, I just wasn't jumping through no big hoops because he dropped 444.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe going forward, his music could be more transparent.
I agree.
And he'll be more real.
I mean, at this point, there's no turning back.
There's no turning back. And now he could do it because he's in a comfortable place. But would you have dropped a record like that? Would you have dropped an album like that, your first album?
Mary did.
Yeah, but Jay-Z didn't take risks like this.
Right.
His first couple albums. He didn't do it. He just didn't do it. And maybe that was the best business strategy. I guess it was.
Right. And that's that's really big for artists these days. Being transparent, you get so far because people want to hear a story.
Yeah. Now, and we're gonna end it on a good note. There's this article in Black Enterprise magazine, man, and it's called and if you got a chance, I love Black Enterprise magazine. And it's Meet the Tech Twins, looking to help 10,000 founders. And this is a great article, man. I just want to kind of touch on this briefly before we close the show. Mm-hmm. Twin brothers Troy and Travis Nanuli are creating a name for themselves by utilizing their skill sets in the tech space to teach marketing and sales strategies, software launch strategies, and mobile and web app development. Troy Nanuli, one of the brothers, they're twins. He has his PhD. He's a technical co-founder and strategist for technology startups, man. He started Brain Ring Solutions, a product development and software company where he specializes in helping companies design, develop, and deploy mobile and web applications.
Wow.
Yo, the brother, he holds a doctorate in computer engineering from Georgia Institute of Technology with a concentration in network security, Internet of Things, and big data. Trevor, his brother, co-founder of Brain Ring Solutions,
Mm-hmm.
He holds a master's in mechanical engineering, concentrating robotics from
Wow.
Georgia Institute. These young brothers are doing their thing.
Excellent.
He has worked with a multitude of startups and served as a consultant and developer for Monsoor, a smart cocktail drinks dispenser, which has closed a Series A funding of $2 million. Yo, that's something.
Wow, these guys got an extensive background.
According to the Twin site, they have worked with over 100 companies from tech startups to Fortune 100 companies, including AT&T, Mckesson, DoD, and PBS, with over $50 million in startup business valuations, 2 pending patents, and 20 years of combined experience. Yo, look, one tip that the Twins have for achieving your goals is starting with a SMART goal. Research shows that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals by writing them down. Wow. Both reside in Atlanta. Their goal is to help 10,000 founders creatively grow their business by 2020. Yo, shout outs to you guys, man. And that's the type
Wow.
of stuff, that stories that I like to hear. Maybe we can get y'all on the show.
Entrepreneurship.
Anybody know them? Tell
Yeah.
them to come on Conversations with Malik. And listen, it's been another great show. I'd like to thank everybody for listening.
Mm-hmm.
As we close this out, Jeff Jones, just tell them where they can find us again, real quick.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Khan W Malik. Excuse me. Also like us on Facebook at Conversations with Malik. Follow us on Twitter at Khan W Malik. And again, if you have any interesting stories that you would like to share with us, please touch base with us. Reach us at KhanWMalik@gmail.com. Also to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Conversations with Malik.
No doubt, no doubt. And listen, try to be good to yourselves. Strive for your goals. Look to achieve your dreams. Start with small goals. Trust the progress of the process and enjoy your day. Peace and blessings.